Audio Addiction, we have Circadia with us, and he can say his name and what he does in the band.
Yeah, I'm Nathan, and literally play everything. So,
Awesome. So, obviously, Nathan is a familiar face. If you watched previous interviews, he's been on the channel. So, obviously, welcome back. And secondly, he has this new project, Circadia. So what would be the difference between this and like your solo work that would just differentiate for people who obviously listen to this stuff that you do solely in this newer project?
yeah, the Nathan James stuff is basically hard rock, alternative rock.
Okay.
Circadia is electronica.
Oh,
So,
nice.
yeah, so influenced by like Owl City, Lights, Tillian, that kind of sound.
Sick, sick. So, what was kind of the thought process behind wanting to do like more of an electronic project as opposed to maybe like doing like a full band thing or like something different? What was the things that when you were like, okay, let me do another project, but let me do something different?
Part of it is, I don't remember if I mentioned in the last interview that I have tons of material,
I
like
I'm trying to
songs.
remember.
Yeah,
I think I don't believe you did, but go.
well,
You can
I
go on.
tons of songs written, like probably 7, 8 albums worth.
Oh wow. Okay.
Exactly, but two of them that I basically put together as full albums, I was like, this doesn't really fit what I want to do with the rock stuff, but I don't hate the songs, and I wasn't sure what to do with them, and I didn't want to throw them out, so I was like, I'll just throw it in a side project and I'll come up with something to do with it later. And then, that week I was jamming out to Owl City, and I was like, I think I'd be good at that, electronica. I'll run with it. So,
That's really cool, and I like that again that you kind of taking the thought process of like doing different sort of stuff that like branches out and like makes what you do unique because obviously I'm so familiar with your heavier stuff or more in
mhm.
the rock direction. So I think it's always cool when bands have that sort of like, okay, you have this stuff that's more like rock based stuff, and like you also have stuff that's a little bit more like poppier, a little bit more like in that vein, which is really cool because I know that a lot of one band that comes to mind for me is like Jason Butler from like if he has like two bands,
Yeah.
and I know that he does two different kind of side projects, which are like similar things but a little bit different. And I think it's really cool when bands consider that. Do you ever plan on like having it as on an equal playing field with your like solo stuff? Would you ever like go play shows where you're doing this more electronic stuff as opposed to like the rock stuff?
I actually plan on doing both equally because my my, my current that's out, the Paramount of All Promises, has been out currently going on 2 years.
Oh wow.
Um, yeah, and I plan on doing another full length record for that, but that probably won't come out till like 2020, unfortunately. So that'll be the 3 year anniversary. No, 4 year,
Yeah.
because it came in 2016. So yeah, that's crazy. But I already started Circadia, and it's going really well. I had my first session ago, and I'm excited. And I don't want to bombard myself trying to do two projects in a studio at once. So yeah,
You want to have the creative process to be able to do different things with your project. Obviously, it requires different sorts of attention because the more rock stuff, like I feel like you can get a little bit away from, but with the electronic stuff, I feel like you have to have a little bit more, I guess, attention to detail, if that makes sense. Like where you have to kind of like
right.
think about how this would be arranged, or like certain parts in the track, like where this would work, and maybe in other cases it wouldn't. But I think it's cool. I only asked the like of like doing shows thing because I feel like there's some bands that have like, okay, this is a studio project. It's just gonna be a studio project. I don't plan on touring with it. So I like that you have them equally weighted into the point where like, okay, yeah, I want to do this still, but I don't want to lose out on Circadia either. So that's really
Right.
neat.
So like, and I'm hoping one of them will take off. I don't expect it, but one of the two will. But yeah, and then the other would be the side project, but we'll see
If they both do well, then I think you're in the good space, right?
for sure.
Awesome, awesome. Well, Nathan, I got another question for you, a fun one. In the advent of superhero movies, I have a question for you and pertaining to that. Like, if you could form a super group in terms of like a musical group, like who would you put in your band? Who would you want to play certain instruments?
Oh snap! Um, well, in the case of Circadia, I personally think Adam Young is the king of synthesizer. He is Owl City. So I mean, he kind of basically. I feel like he made his particular sound famous
Oh,
and has been
absolutely.
essentially copied. So I definitely would have him on synth, of course. Um, it would be sweet to have John Cooper on bass because he's kind of my musical hero. He's the vocalist for Skillet.
Yeah,
So yeah, he's probably one of the smartest entertainment businessmen I know as well.
that's it.
So yeah, and then yeah, Circadia wouldn't necessarily need a ton of instruments per se. Probably synth, bass, drums, and me. So and then a drummer. Oh boy. Uh, Tough choice. Well, because he's my dude, and I'm sure he's capable of it, I would pick Lee Humarian. He's the drummer for Phineas.
There you go. I love. Yeah, Phineas is a
Yeah,
wonderful band. I've
yeah,
met them so many times, but they're great people. It's insanely great, like music too. If you haven't checked out
yeah.
Phineas, go do it. Um, but my next question, Nathan, another probably toughie for you to answer. If there was one song that you could call your own, that like any song that you claim to have written, what would it be?
Okay, so a song that already exists that I wish
Yes,
was mine,
yes,
basically.
pretty
Oh,
much.
jeez. Uh, hmm. Yeah, that is a tough one. There are so many good ones. Um,
How about you give me like top three? Make it a
okay,
little easier.
okay, that helps. Uh, One of them recently. I don't know if you've listened to Tillian Pearson's side
Oh,
project.
absolutely, yeah.
Till- Yeah, my favorite song of his is "Future Friends."
Oh, great. That's a great track.
Yeah, so that would probably be one I would pick. Um, I don't know if you've ever heard of a Japanese pop rock band called One OK Rock.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely heard of them too.
Their song "Taking Off."
Okay, sick.
Yeah, yeah. And these are bands I've just recently been getting into. And honestly, I'm going to throw a little local in there. Titans and Times, Say Goodbye. I wish I wrote that.
There you go. Sick.
Yeah. So
I know that you have, yeah, I know you mentioned them the last time we interviewed too. So Titans in Time, where
and I'm
you
for the
got
holiday as we
Hope for the
speak.
Hollow too.
Yeah.
You guys both have to. Well, Titans in Time has to come on, and Hope for the Hollow. If you want to come back on again, I'd love to have you back on again. But my next question, Nathan, tell them about Circadia, like just the thought process behind that, any new music coming out, and future plans in the next couple months.
Well, as far as next couple months, I have a couple of acoustic shows. I have one tomorrow at the Foundry. I'm opening for a band called Secrets.
Sick. Yes, Secrets is
Yeah.
sick.
And it's just me and an acoustic guitar, so it's a little different, but I'll be doing predominantly Circadia stuff there. Just to give like a soft opening introduction to it, because the record isn't going to come out till probably late summer of next year.
Okay. Okay.
It's a little ways away. I only had its first ever studio session like a few weeks ago.
Oh, cool.
So,
Cool. Well,
yeah.
how was that, and like, how does it compare to, obviously doing your more rock stuff? So I mean, obviously it's just probably you and the producer. So how is the thought process with him been, and like, is he on the same like wavelength in terms of like what you're trying to go for, and like what you have envisioned for Circadia?
Yeah, I mean, I've been working with Newkirk Productions for
Cool.
forever.
Okay.
That was also who did my full length.
Awesome.
Yeah, and so we're very familiar with each other, what we like, what we dislike. He's also very well versed in like hip hop artists.
Oh,
Those are
great.
his clients, so he's pretty good with coming up with at least initial beats and stuff. It's been very different trying to dive into the realm of just how many different sounds a synthesizer is capable of. It's insane. So, and of course, what makes it harder is yes, I'm influenced by Owl City, but I don't want to sound like Owl City.
Of course. Yeah.
You want it to be your own thing. So that's been tricky, but it's been going well. I actually posted a snippet on my Facebook page.
Cool.
It's like Facebook Live, where you can hear, it's about 30 seconds or so of one of the songs. In that particular song, there are live drums. Some of them will have that. Some of them actually have like full-on heavy guitar parts as well.
Oh, cool. Cool.
But for the most part, it'll be synthesizer-based.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's a 13-track record.
Oh, wow. Okay, you're going ambitious then.
Yeah, and in my first session, I got done essentially a song and a half. So it's a lot of work.
Oh, I can only imagine how
Yeah.
much time that takes. Um,
Yeah.
but I'm definitely excited for it. I mean, when you hit me up and you're saying like, oh, a project, I was kind of like, I wouldn't say skeptical, but I was like kind of like, like what is he gonna do with this
Yeah.
project? Because you didn't really elaborate on what you were doing. It was just kind of like, okay, I want to come back on and talk about it. But I think it's really cool because like just based off of like the complete opposite of what you were doing when we initially chatted to now, like I think it's cool, and I like that you're not like kind of like BSing it. You're really taking the time to like dive into it, and you know put a lot of effort and heart into it, because like I feel like if you're doing a side project sometimes, I mean, maybe you might hold back a little bit, you might restrain a little bit. This one, I feel like you are putting a lot of time into it. It's like just as much care as you would be with your solo work. So,
Exactly. And I want it to come across that way. Because there are some bands that do side projects that they're too busy to pay too much attention to their side project,
oh,
I feel.
absolutely.
So whereas, I've been busy with music, but at the same time, it's kind of been an equal balance. Um, so, but yeah, I'm excited, and hopefully the next NJST record will be 2020. Hopefully.
There you go. Well, do you have any social media, anything you'd like to plug, for the next couple months, Nathan?
Yeah, at the moment, probably the easiest way to find everything is the Facebook page. It's facebook.com/Circadia Sound.
Okay,
Uh,
cool.
there's also an Instagram. I believe it's Circadia Music, I think.
Okay,
Uh,
I'll find it.
yeah, that's it at the moment. But hopefully, whenever the record comes out, it'll be available internet wide: Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, etc., etc. So.
Awesome. Well, to go keep up with Nathan's project, go check the links in the description. Hopefully, he'll be having new music out to you very soon. Like you said, he's in the studio, so you'll hopefully be hearing stuff. And go check out the live video that he did. And if you like it, go like his page, go follow him on Instagram. And if you enjoyed this interview, subscribe, share it, hit that thumbs up. And thanks again, Nathan, for wanting to come back on again. That's really sick, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Of course, if you enjoy what we do, make sure to go check out the other series we do. We do album reviews, we do band interviews, and we do live videos, so definitely go check that out. Hit that subscribe button. It really helps our channel, helps us grow. Make sure to hit that like button as well. Go follow us on social media. That's all down below. We try to keep that as updated as possible. We also made a new website where we'll be posting photos of upcoming concerts and stuff like that, which you can go check out at audioaddictionmedia.com and come get your fix with us, guys. Talk to you later. Deuces.